Hello, YouTube! Welcome to channel Anna Bella, and today I'm going to be reviewing Doctor Who Series 11, Episode 7. Greetings and salutations to you, my fellow organic beings. We had a wonderful episode just as we're all ordering things for a certain Xmas/Christmas to celebrate however many years Jesus is now old. Would it be 2018 or is it 2019? Anyway, moving swiftly on from the baby Jesus and his age. Which, anyway, swiftly on, as we are all ordering everything from a certain company with a smile, Doctor Who gives us Kerblam, which also faces the two most current problems that the human race is facing. One, that we are devaluing human productivity and human initiative and human social emotional intelligence in favour of AI. Ergo, Siri, devaluing human productivity and human initiative and human social emotional intelligence in favour of AI. Ergo, Siri, Cortana, Google, and Echo. And all those weird talking things that you've got to talk at the TV to control your heating, and you've got to talk at your phone to control your light bulbs. Why? Is that really necessary? Why do you need your lights on in your house when you're outside? Unless your nan's at home. But I'm sure your nan can get up and actually turn the light switch on. Anyway, that's about modern life. So that was the first point. Lack of human initiative and value at work. That was the first point, right? Human initiative. Second point, slow automation of life. Like at the supermarket, you can scan stuff yourself, which I actually rather enjoy because that's rather fun. And it's probably better. Though, weirdly enough, I do find, thank you, please take your change. Don't forget your change. Don't forget your change. Yes, thank you, I know. Yeah. So anyway, this episode is all about these issues. And spoiler warning, only 10% of the human race is actually in a job. There has been some talk recently of us going down to a 4-day working week, and for people to develop more flexible hours, which in effect would mean that they would actually reduce the amount of time that they were working and have more flexible leisure time and flexible working time and a flexible work-life balance. That is interesting in itself. And the episode does hint at these things, but, and it's a big but, you do need humans. So yay for organics. Woohoo! But we also will probably need robots. But getting their sensors right is a huge task, considering that we've only just recently managed to make cars using giant chess arms. You know, those arms that they got to use the chess pieces about? Made 4 of those and stuck them on the other side so they can put in the little screws for car tires. That's as far as we've got. I suspect there are some other things like scanners and beeper cards for doors and so on and so forth that we've developed. Siri and Cortana, yes, they are highly annoying, but they still have to hold everything. They need a human minder because AI only functions. They sort information. That's the whole purpose. That's why computers work. They sort information. So they need guidance in how they sort. And unfortunately, if something goes wrong, they will just keep sorting, keep doing the process. They haven't got the ability to realize, this isn't working. We need to come up with something else. So they can't use their initiative to solve it. So wherever AI is, that's going to need a human minder or a supervisor who's actually able to use their initiative. Because my big worry is with all this technology, we're actually not going to be able to use our initiative anymore, which means that we won't be able to spot errors as and when they arise, which means that we won't be able to, as soon as the error comes up, spot it and check it and sort it out and nip it in the bud, which means that we'll be much more reactive and less proactive, which will actually make us stupider, if that's even a word. But it will make us dumber because we won't be more proactive. Anyway, enough about me and my thoughts on AI and robotics and so on and so forth. We're supposed to be discussing this episode. Tops. Yes, I'm wearing a green one today. what is important, I think, was the development of the team. I really like the fact that you had the 13th Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, you had Graham, Yaz, and Ryan all working together as a detective team. Yes, Yaz got to use some of her police restraints holds. We had that, and we got to know everybody really well. I particularly like Judy. Yay for people and organics. I love Judy. I hope she comes back in other episodes because I really like Judy. She's a good character. Bring her back, please. She's awesome. Go organics. Yeah, I'm just going to say that for quite a while. Yeah, bit odd, her dad, but hey ho, he was awesome because he got a mention, even though we didn't see him. Bring back Judy. I really liked the sleazy other guy. Yeah, bring him back. I think that'll be really good. Maybe we could go back towards the end of the series and like see Kerblam how it is now. I enjoyed the story, so it was really good. The fact that it was actually a person fighting against the automation, but we weren't robophobic, which is important because we've got to remember Handel's the wonderful Cyberman head and things like that. Overall, I'm going to give that episode a nice 5. It showed the team actually working as a team to solve a mystery, which is something that we haven't had in Doctor Who yet. We've had some beautiful, beautiful historical episodes, which I have reviewed. We took a long time to get the series going. We are hopefully going to be getting some sort of villain at some point, but I'm actually really liking the fact that we've got another historical episode coming up next, which is a King James I, who was king of Scotland and he was king of England, and he had a particular interest. One, he had an interest in witches. Two, he was actually able to translate some of the Bible into English, but he unfortunately couldn't do it all himself. He had to give it over to a commission to do it, hence we had the King James Bible. But he, of his own free will, translate the Old Testament and the New Testament. He particularly liked translating Psalms, of all things. But there you go. He also was bisexual, and he used to dribble quite a lot, and we think that he had some form of mild cerebral palsy, which is quite interesting. He is the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, who as soon as she was sort of 4, she was sent to France because she was going to marry the Dauphin, which she eventually did. So she was raised in France. Then she went back to Scotland when her husband died and tried to rule there. Unfortunately for Mary, there was issues and she liked men. And also she did at one point get raped and things. Her Queen of England at that time was Elizabeth I, the last Tudor queen, and Mary, Queen of Scots, was a Stuart. And her son James becomes James V of Scotland after Mary, Queen of Scots, gets executed by Elizabeth. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, but Elizabeth did give James a pension to make up for the sting of killing his mother. Yay. Whoopee. And he eventually inherited both the English crown and obviously he was already King of Scotland, thus uniting the country. Ta-da! And he also supervised formulating the King James Bible, and he was also interested in witches. He had a huge interest in them because he believed very strongly that witches had tried to kill his bride as she was sailing over from, I forget which European country, but as she was sailing over, he believed that witches were like trying to sink her ship, which was one of the reasons why they had a storm. Anyway, that's next week's episode of Doctor Who, which is looking to be equally good. I'm really am enjoying future, past, because we've not really done the history. We've not allowed the history to talk itself. It's been there, but it's not actually been about the history. It's been about the adventure. And I'm loving the fact that we're actually allowing the history to speak itself, because we had the excellent Rosa Parks episode, then we had the Demons of Punjab, and now we've got this the Witch Hunters. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, moving on from my knowledge of Tudor and Stuart history quite quickly to continuing to talk about this Kerblam. I think it's fairly obvious that cough cough this whole episode is about one large you could say Amazonian type company. Yeah, you can tell it's late, my English is really off. Type of a company, the Titan of the Box, and how we all enjoy receiving boxes of happiness, and we do lovely unboxing hauls on this lovely platform that is YouTube. I love doing unboxing hauls. They're so fun because you never know what's in it, except I always do, which is kind of really weird. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Yeah, these are some books. Yeah, I like books. Books are important. They make you smart, so do reading. Anyway, so overall the episode was good. Had good teamwork. And Yaz was able to use some of her police skills. Ryan was able to mention his dyspraxia, though I think they could have actually showed it a little bit more. Yes, he was sort of had to build himself up really for the jumping down the dispatch chute. Wasn't that awesome? Everybody wants to be a parcel on those little conveyor belts. But I think possibly he could have maybe fallen and then had to be helped up by Yaz, because that would just, coordination difficulty. It's never going to go away. But at least he was supportive. And I loved Clara, wasn't she? So was her name Clara, or whatever her name was? Bless her dear heart. That poor innocent person that got swished. Yeah. Also, bubble wrap popping is very good. I'm loving the fact that it says, while our systems are down, please take a personal mindfulness moment. Mindfulness. Anyway, so overall it was good. We had some good Dr. Burbling on stuff, which was really good. I enjoyed that. And I loved Graham's interpretation of the burble. He says, yeah, she often does this, but she always explains what she's talking about. And then she's like, teleports. It was interesting that we spent most of our time within concrete walls. Cheap to film, I will say that. I'm going to give this episode a 4, because every death that happened in the episode had a meaning and had a purpose. I love the fact that we're now actually doing reparations. So the team went back to go to Dan and give his daughter the necklace that she made for him, so that had closure. Because I know a criticism of Doctor Who in the past has been that it's not been about closure. As you can see, I do these reviews late at night without any notes, so relying on my memory. So, maha. Purely because I like the challenge. So yes, I enjoyed this episode. I'm going to give it a 4. It was quite cool. And it was nice that we only had sort of an extra 4 characters, Dan aside, because there was Judy, that other admin guy, the girl that I can't remember that died, and the boy that was standing up for humans, though he wasn't, because it is how humans use systems that make them wrong. Systems are imperfect, but then humans misinterpret them, and it's how they use them. A system is neither good nor bad. It can be inefficient, but that's down to humans that have created that system. So systems can be improved. They also can be manipulated. They can be used in very bad ways. But that being said, I am now going to go and order something. Is it from a certain shop or is it from something else? I don't know. But I do need to order a book at some point. It's for a Christmas present. So there you are. I hope you have enjoyed this long-winded babble. It's not been my most coherent review, I do have to say that. Logically, if I was reviewing myself, I would give myself 3 out of 5 for this review, because it's not been coherent. But it's been very exciting, because there is a lot of worry about the automation of people's jobs. But I actually think that that's kind of false, because you are always going to need human initiative. Human initiative improves and problem solves these issues and makes the system work. Though sometimes the system can be really annoying, particularly with health and safety blurbs, which I love the fact that they touched on. I love the fact that Graham ended up in maintenance. But it was interesting that the doctor was going to end up in maintenance and Graham was going to end up in packing. Just little things. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this review, please like, comment, and subscribe. And bye, and go organics. I mean people. Bye, everyone. Oh, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment box below. You never know, it could be good to have like a running conversation about this one. And what do you think about AI, robots, and the slow automation of things? Basically, can you use the self-service tills in Tesco's? But even then, they have a minder. Usually 2 minders, actually, because it seems that our local Asda has 2 minders, sometimes 3 minders that help mind the self-checkout tills. Well, actually, I think they're minding the people as well as the tills, because the people misuse the tills which caused the system to just go, please put the item in the bagging area. It's like, I have put the item in the bagging area. The fact that it's a card or a birthday card for your Auntie Vera or something, and it's really light and it's just not registered it as it goes on top of the Cocoa Pops. It's really annoying. Anyway, this is the end of the review. Bye-bye and farewell. I have spoken. Ah, yes. Are you sure you want to end your stream? I just clicked end stream.